Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Every time there is a corruption allegation against an opposition leader, it is immediately encountered with claims of vendetta, malice. Every time misuse of office is probed, it is dismissed saying the timing is questionable. And every time there are kickbacks to be investigated, it is called a misuse of the agencies. And every time there are raids, it is contorted to make the politician the victim. That's not a luxury a common man has. And yes, viewers, the series of actions against tainted politicians over the past week does raise the question of why the agencies swung into action only now. Why did they not act sooner? But the bigger question is this: is there merit in the probe by the agencies or not? Will the action by the CBI and the Enforcement Directorate stand in a court of law? And the answer appears to be a resounding yes. Because the fact is that Karti Chidambaram's anticipatory bail plea has been dismissed by a court of law and not the BJP government. The fact of the matter also is that the Delhi High Court dismissed petitions by the Vadras to quash the National Herald scam case, not the Modi government. And the fact of the matter also is that the Delhi High Court effectively threw its weight behind some scathing findings on the money laundering case against Satyendar Jain, not the BJP. So, as our agencies launch a war on corruption, why should ordinary citizens face the law while netas absolve themselves by saying vendetta? Ladies and gentlemen, that is the subject of this weekend debate. The opposition is questioning the timing of the action by the agencies. But I am asking tonight whether on merit the cases will stand. That is our debate this Saturday. Viewers, it has been an action-packed week for our central agencies. From the arrest of Satyendar Jain to the summons to Rahul and Sonia Gandhi, from Karti Chidambaram being in the ED net to the CBI action against Trinamool netas in a massive teachers recruitment scam. Ministers being raided to action against Hemant Soren. The opposition calls it motivated, malicious, political action. But is it malice-laced action or a merit-based investigation? Here are both sides, and then we debate.
It has been a month of tough action by the central agencies, especially against some members of the opposition. 17th May, ED raid against Congress MP Karti Chidambaram.
This is totally political vendetta. They're doing continuously. Already income tax raided, searching was gone, enforcement raided, CBI raided. They said 2004 to 14, Chidambaram was the minister, finance minister, home minister, that power they used something, they're wrong.
CBI raids at Lalu Prasad Yadav's residence.
राजनीतिक रूप से पूर्वाग्रह ग्रसित कार्रवाई है यह, और एक देश की सबसे बड़ी जांच एजेंसी जो एक संवैधानिक संस्था है उसका दुरुपयोग करके पॉलिटिकल वेंडेटा को साधना, हमारे विपक्षी जो हैं उनको साधना, यह बिल्कुल ही गलत और नॉन डेमोक्रेटिक, नॉन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल कार्रवाई है।
26th May, CBI quizzes West Bengal minister for over 8 hours in teachers recruitment scam.
কয়েকটা কেন্দ্রীয় সরকারি এজেন্সি দিয়ে দেশে তুগলকি কাণ্ড চালাচ্ছে। কারো আজকে বাঁচার অধিকার নেই, স্বাধীনতার অধিকার নেই, নাগরিক অধিকার নেই, সব অধিকারকে খর্ব করে দিয়েছে।
26th May, ED raids premises linked to Shiv Sena minister Anil Parab.
त्यांनी अशा प्रकारे हे ईडी सीबीआय हे दबाव टाकून जर त्यांना जागा जिंकता येणार असतील तर त्यांनी प्रयत्न करत राहावे. आमची अडचण नाही का, या देशात लोकशाही आहे आणि आम्हाला पूर्ण अधिकार आहे आमच्या जागा लढण्याचा.
1st June, ED arrests AAP leader and Delhi Power Minister Satyendar Jain in a money laundering case. While the BJP has been asking questions,
through you, I beseech Mr. Kejriwal to answer a few questions. Question number 1. Mr. Kejriwal, can you deny that Satyendar Jain, with the help of 4 shell companies, with the help of his associates and family members, can it be denied that Satyendar Jain laundered 16 crores 39 lakhs?
the opposition is training their guns at the ruling regime, whether it is in the Satyendra Files case.
दिल्ली के स्वास्थ्य मंत्री सत्येंद्र जैन जी को केंद्र सरकार ने गिरफ्तार किया है. मैंने सत्येंद्र जैन के मामले के सारे कागज देखे हैं. केस बिल्कुल फर्जी है.
Or the kickback case against Kardi Chidambaram.
It's nothing of consequence. It means nothing. This is a bogus case and a bogus investigation. That's all.
Or the summons to Rahul and Sonia Gandhi in the National Herald scam.
आज फिर उस समय की अंग्रेजी हुकूमत का समर्थन करने वाली विचारधारा आजादी के आंदोलन की इस आवाज को दबाने का घिनौना षड्यंत्र कर रही है. इस षड्यंत्र के मुखिया स्वयं प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी हैं और उनका हथियार उनका चहेता और पालतू ईडी है.
Or even the teachers' recruitment scam. The question at the granular has come down to this: are the cases flawed and motivated, or do they stand on merit? Let's debate.
And ladies and gentlemen, on the debate on whether there is merit or not, we have with us Tuhin Sinha of the BJP, Manish Bariyar of the JDU, Savio Rodriguez of the BJP, also Chief Editor of the Goa Chronicle, Priyanka Tibrewal, lawyer and from the BJP in Kolkata, and Prakash Swamy, Senior Journalist from Chennai. We have Sudhindra Bhadoria, Political Analyst and of the BSP, Abbas Haidar, National Spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Riju Datta, Spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress, Vikraman, Spokesperson of DMK Ally VCK, and Dr. Piyush Joshi. Thank you very much. Now, what people have been asking is this, Riju, and I want you to start the debate with Tuhin, that you can have a lot of hue and cry about the question of timing. I only want to talk about the angle of merit. You can complain. Why is this, for example, why is our Trinamool Congress leader being summoned for an investigation into the SSC recruitment scam? But the more appropriate question will be, Tuhin, is there a scam? Now, the question of is there a scam, in my view, is far more important than why the scam is being looked at now. So I think today I want to address the issue of is there a scam? On merit, is there a case, right? So Tuhin, that's where you are on very tricky ground, because a Calcutta High Court instituted committee, headed, for example, by a former judge, has submitted a report stating that not one, not two, but 381 illegal appointments for Group C posts in schools were made, which are all run or aided by the West Bengal government. Which means prima facie you will agree there is a scam. So let that be the starting point.
Well, absolutely. Arnab, other than that, if you look at...
Riju goes first, Tuhin. Tuhin, let Riju go first. Let Riju go first. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Okay, thank you. See, in Bengal, we have a saying, BJP के दो भाई ED और CBI. And you know, it is not about vendetta politics. All the politicians that you have named are from the opposition parties. So which effectively says BJP is a bunch of sadhus and saints. They're holier than thou. They have no scam. Now, I am not going into PMK scam. I am not going to go into Vapan scam where a BJP minister was arrested in 2015 and nobody knows what happened in that recruitment scam. Let me bring to light the recent scam, which is not even a scam. It's a crime against humanity, and it's a heinous crime. When people are dying around us, our loved ones and dear ones were dying due to COVID. That time, the Assam Chief Minister Hemant Biswa Sarma was filling the pockets of his kith and kin by giving them orders and tenders of PPE kits at more, almost 65%, 70% higher the price value than the market. This is what has come to. Is adding more misery, is profiting of people's death, is the new agenda of the Modi Sarkar. Now they talk about, CBI is this, CBI is that. Let me ask them a question. The person who's named in the ED and CBI FIR, who has been mentioned by Shudipto Sen in his own letter, he's dancing around the Home Minister in front of the media, Shubhendu Adhikari. Why is he not called for a single trial, or why is he not called for a single questioning? Now next, I'm coming one after the other. BJP, I can count the names what they have done.
But Riju, 1 minute. Riju, why would you not answer my question regarding? Allow me. Just a question. I don't know, but Priyanka would know that last month, the Honorable Calcutta High Court, who I hope you respect, removed the daughter of Bengal Minister Paresh Adhikari from her post in a government-aided school in connection with the case and asked her, please return your salary from November 2018. Which means, prima facie, there is a scam. If there is no scam, so I want to establish this teacher's recruitment case and get your view on it, get Priyanka on it, and then we'll take this forward. Is there a scam there? Is there a scam there, or is the Calcutta High Court acting without merit?
Let me be very honest and upfront. What is right, what is wrong. The matter is in court, and if proven, let me tell it on record on Republic. Our party is run from Trinamool Bhavan, the Bengal government is run from Nabanno. If the scam is proved, then the law will take its own course and the party will take its own call. But until and unless that happens, the BJP should also answer why their netas under the purview of Jagannath Sarkar, the cabinet MOS, is recruiting the king of all the BJP MLAs into AIMS Kalyani.
Sitting on the streets for 1 year, from the past 1 year, in the rain and storm, you did not talk about SSC then until and unless the court had to interfere. The court had to pull you down and say that people like Ankita Adhikari, who could not make it to the
Priyanka, let him conclude. Priyanka, let him conclude in a minute. Yeah. Okay, but quickly conclude, Riju, because she's getting impatient. Yeah. You conclude then, because she's getting impatient to respond to you. Yeah. Okay.
No, I know she'll get impatient. I know she is getting impatient. Bottom line is, Arnab, you also come from Assam. The people of Assam are reeling under floods, and Hemanta Biswa Sarma is giving front page ads. This is what BJP has come to, and Priyanka will start shouting, obviously, because all they have in Bengal now is courtroom politics, because they have no relevance in Bengal. If you open the doors, BJP, Bengal will be over by tomorrow. 7 of their MPs, 30 of their MLAs are standing in line to join Trinamool Congress. So now let her shout. I have given you stats and figures.
Okay, Priyanka is responding. The only question I am dealing with very coolly today is there merit in the cases, please. And why I find this debate worthwhile is, this is probably the only debate on whether there is merit in the cases. Because usually debates happen about, a tu me, you've done a scam, I've done a scam, are you a sadhu, am I a sant? I don't want a superficial debate. I'm asking you, where is the scam? Now, the CBI in this case of the teachers' recruitment scam has seized several documents, files, and 9 hard disk drives from the sealed office of the School Service Commission. So it's a very serious case. The moment I start asking, is there a scam? Nobody likes it, because everyone wants a superficial debate. But I want Priyanka to respond, and let's decide whether there are scams or not. Priyanka.
Well, this is very true, Arnab, that these questions, which hurt, it hits them the most. That is why he is not willing to accept that, yes, it is a scam. Yet, yes, it is the High Court who pulled them down, who questioned Ankita Adhikari's appointment, who said that she did not even make it to the merit list, and those who got more marks than her and faced the interview did not get a job. Although Ankita Adhikari did not even go for the interview, but she got the job. So whatever claim TMC is making, is palpably absurd. And why? Because they question the timing. They say, oh, elections are here. Oh, we are stronger. We are going to this state. That is why BJP is doing this, BJP is doing that. But I would like to state that there are no elections in West Bengal as of now. But even then, Abhishek Banerjee is being questioned by the ED and the CBI. So now whatever they are saying in regard to Bengal is not true, because ED and CBI are doing their own work. Now I want to ask, what about Partho Chatterjee? Just now, Riju Datta said that, we are running things from Trinamool Bhavan. So when these students, thousands of students who are sitting on the streets from the past 4 to 5 months, and in this rain and storm, they were not answered. Their queries, their questions were not answered by the CM until and unless I stood by them. The Chief Minister called them themselves and said, get up from there. Whatever problems you have, tell me. Priyanka Tibdewal will not get you jobs. This is what the Chief Minister said.
So can
and the court has to intervene to show them the mirror that their ministers are there in the scam, who has eaten loads and loads of money.
Yes. Are you done, Priyanka? Thank you. Now hear me out. Yes, at the end of the day, Priyanka Tibrewal will not give them jobs. Priyanka Tibrewal will take them and make judicial entanglements so that the jobs can be deferred by years and years. For your kind information for the viewers, but after the advice of the SSC, Mamata Banerjee has already declared recruitment of 7,000 new posts.
Because of my efforts.
Now let me.
Because of my efforts, the Chief Minister had to cancel and had to say.
Yes. But you cannot give them jobs. The Bengal government and the Bengal Chief Minister will give them jobs.
It is because investigation is going on. It is because the Chief Minister is left with no face
but
to
still
answer
you
the
can't
people
give them
because
jobs,
all the ministers are chosen.
You tried to contest against the CM and you lost. You still can't give them jobs. The Chief Minister of Bengal will give them jobs.
Even your Chief Minister cannot give them jobs. Even you people are unable to give jobs because whatever money is there for the development of the state, there is a scam in each and everything.
Can both of you? No, but I just want you to. I just want to know, Riju, fundamental issue here, and today the debate will get very interesting here on. Fundamental question we are addressing here today is there a scam? And I'll not just talk about this. I now invite, I'd like to invite Sudhindra Bhadoria and Tuhin. And Sudhindra Bhadoria, yes, timings will be questioned. Why is this being done now? Why was it not done earlier, etc. These questions will be asked, and particularly you, because allow me to complete. You see, there was a case registered against Mayawati following her fallout with the UPA when she had pulled out of the alliance in 2008. CBI immediately registered an FIR against Mayawati in a disproportionate assets case, which was also questioned by the top court in 2012. So this is not the first time that cases are being used. They may be used politically. So cases may be used politically, but the question is there a case? Is there a case? Are Mayawati's assets in line with her known sources of income? Is there a case? You get my... If there is no case, let's say there's no case. But is there no case?
Question this way.
Yes.
Well, if your question is over, then let me answer your question this way. That when the Congress party is in power, they also talk about the agencies being misused. And when the BJP is out of power, then they call these agencies also being misused. But let me put the record straight. As far as Bahin Mayawati ji is concerned, 20 years have gone by. When Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji was the Prime Minister, at that time the Taj Corridor case was there. And then subsequently, from then till now, almost 20 years are over, the High Court, the Supreme Court, the Income Tax Department, the different agencies have found nothing. So therefore there is a point which is being made out that maybe because of political vendetta, but let me say that Congress party or those parties who are in the opposition today, they should not say that there is a foul case against us, there is wrongdoing being done. They are the ones, when they get into power, then everything is all right. So therefore, I must say that there should be a fair inquiry.
Correct.
Therefore, there must be a fair inquiry, and in the fair inquiry, if somebody is found guilty, it must be punished.
Right.
I'm not here in defending anybody's corruption. I think they should be
ask a quick question, please.
held responsible and strong action be taken against them.
The point being that there is a hue and cry today over action by investigating agencies, questioning the timing, calling it political vendetta.
Why?
But I think the issue really boils down to one question.
No, when they are in power, when they are in power, then everything is.
Let me
when they are in power, then everything is hunky-dory.
Before I come to the...
Yeah, sure. No, but the point is there a prima facie case? Is there a prima facie case? You see, even, I'm coming to you. I'm coming right to you,
If there was
Tohin.
a prima facie case, then why did it not establish anything till now? If there was a prima facie case, 20 years, nothing has been established.
Well, the courts are there to declare you innocent and they haven't.
Arnab,
So I don't know why you're complaining.
So this will continue
20 seconds first,
beyond
just get the
somebody's
timing.
life. I think
First,
there should
get
be
this
a
very
early
cliche
trial
timing
and decision should
part
be
out of the
taken.
way. Yeah. Arnab, first let me just quickly get this, cliche timing argument out of the way. Had it been about timing, ideally, the ED should have gone after Rahul Gandhi on the eve of 2019 elections. Today, the Congress party and Rahul Gandhi are redundant. Now for the merit part. Please understand that most of these cases,
Maybe you
have to do with
wanted the
money
Congress
laundering and
party
hawala
to get
scams,
really
which are
weak
very critical
and up to the
national
point where this is
security.
the final blow.
No. We knew it from 2014 that the Congress would not survive. It's a gradual process. You have interviewed Rahul Gandhi. Do you really think that they would have survived with Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi at the helm? But anyway, let me come to the merit part of it. These are serious issues around money laundering and hawala, which have to do with national security. And most of these cases have been pending from 2012. So if, what is the big deal about an ED summons being issued to? This is what reeks of a sense of entitlement. If Modi ji could face CBI in 2010 for one whole day, what is the big deal about a mere ED summons being issued to Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi? If they have nothing to hide, they should face the ED. They should clear their name.
Actually,
Secondly, the most important part, I have often heard this accusation being leveled.
Can I ask a quick question to Tuhin, please?
No.
This accusation being leveled, let me complete first. Very important point I'm making. I have often heard this accusation that are the BJP leaders clean? Yes, today I say this with responsibility that 80-90% of the opposition parties in this country are outright corrupt. Let me give you the example of JMM. You know the kind of scam Hemant Soren has perpetrated? As mining minister of Jharkhand, he allots a mine in his own name, to Hemant Soren, the businessman. Then Hemant Soren, the mining minister, gives an environment as the environment minister gives an clearance to that. So this is the kind of scams they perpetrate. Nawab Malik, who at one point of time has predicted Arnab would commit suicide, is in jail for cutting deals on behalf of Dawood Ibrahim. Anil Deshmukh was running an extortion racket through a couple of police, his favored police officers. So if these are the kind of scams the opposition parties are largely involved in, please understand they have a largely dynastic and myopic mindset. They can't, most of the times, they can't think national, and this is why.
I'll get everyone.
This is why BJP is different from them.
I'll open this up. And by the way, Nawab Malik saying that I will commit suicide is a reflection of an act of conspiracy. And if I want, I can press criminal charges against him. And then he should be therefore investigated on whether he was trying to make such an attempt that would drive me to commit suicide. But he has to know the individual better. I feel sorry for Nawab Malik, whatever he has said. In the past, he should regret it for the rest of his life. My question is this. Riju, now I will go sharper. You see, and I'd like to bring in Vikraman also, Dr. Piyush Joshi also. You see, Vikraman, if you say vendetta, you will be proven wrong. I can give you innumerable examples. where the chorus is vendetta.
Point, please.
The chorus like Riju starting the chorus vendetta, political vendetta. Even before the action happened, they say we are being targeted. It's an election tactic. And eventually they are proven wrong. What happened to Lalu Prasad? Did the BJP convict him, Vikraman? Did the BJP convict Lalu Prasad? Why was Lalu Prasad convicted in 5 different fodder scam cases?
See this.
Someone answer me. You said Vikraman. My point being.
Can I come in?
My point being that in all the cases, you say it is a vendetta. If it is a vendetta, it should not stand in the court. Then why was Lalu Prasad convicted in 5 different fodder scam cases? Just explain.
Why don't you talk of Himanta Biswa Sharma, who was alleged to have been involved in the Sharda scam? After his defection to the BJP, the case against him was promptly buried.
Okay, simple answer.
Why don't you talk of
simple answer. I am talking about convictions in court. Himanta Biswa Sharma was never and has never been convicted by court. No, Vikraman, let's debate. Vikraman, answer my question. Do you think Lalu Prasad is innocent?
Answering my question.
Do you think Lalu Prasad is innocent? Are you defending Lalu Prasad? Are you defending Lalu Prasad?
If they are jumping ship to the BJP,
it's not that. It's not that. You see, you're being superficial.
You jump into the BJP, your allegations against correction will be
superficial argument. You know that.
It is not superficial.
Very so superficial.
Ajit Pawar, Himanta Biswa Sharma. See the corruption of Himanta Biswa Sharma.
What corruption? Convicted by which court? Convicted by which court?
No, not convicted.
If not convicted, then how can you say so?
Charges have been dropped.
No. If not convicted, then how do you say so?
Charges are surfacing.
Vikraman, I'll tell you.
That is what I'm saying.
Vikraman, I'll tell you. Now, allow me to counter you. Arey Baba, when I am just about to, I am about to destroy your argument with one more example. You listen and you'll understand. You see, what happens is there is something in law called conviction. Okay, you have to be convicted.
Sir, I know about
allow me. Then you have to go to an appellate court and a higher appellate court and probably get relief. If you don't get relief, then you're convicted.
See, the ED,
now
question. To file the charges.
Now, you're not listening. You're not listening. Can you just listen me?
Will the court take its action?
You're not understanding. You've come with a prepared statement.
You are not willing to listen to
Vikraman,
it's very. You're not liking it.
Of course, I'm not liking it because it's wrong. I'll tell you what. You see, people like you question the Colgate scam. Your party, the DMK, and its perpetual previous and future ally, the Congress party, because you are aligned to that side. They question the Colgate scam. But my question is, wasn't the former Jharkhand Chief Minister Madhu Koda convicted in the Colgate scam? Didn't the court sentence Savio, Congress leader and former Jharkhand Chief Minister Madhu Koda to 3 years in jail for allocating coal blocks in an illegal manner? That's a simple question. When a simple question is asked, show me a conviction. And I will tell you that...
respect the decision of the court.
No, there you are now. Now you're not understanding what I'm saying. You're repeating it. Can I have others on the screen, please? Thank you. You're not even understanding the question. My question is...
I understand.
No, you're not understanding the question. I'm saying
that... my answers,
you're either not understanding or you're being deliberately flimsy about it. My point being, Prakash Swami and Savio, please rescue me from this situation. I am saying that if it is vendetta, then why is it upheld by a court? For example, Sajjan Kumar was convicted for the anti-Sikh riots. The Delhi High Court convicted him for murder, rioting, provoking a mob, put him behind bars.
Correct.
Earlier, when I used to question Sajjan Kumar, these same people used to say, oh, this is a BJP argument. It's not. A murderer will be called a murderer. I'm giving examples of convictions. Give me a counterpoint.
Can I ask you one question? Are everybody in the BJP a saint?
No,
everybody in BJP saints? No.
I would like to respond.
No,
I would like to respond if you will kindly allow me.
Yeah, Piyush come. Yeah, Piyush come.
Bengal Assembly floor, the BJP leader, Suvendu Adhikari, he went to an extent of threatening his, rebel MLAs, no? He was saying that there will be raids. Since it is still under the privileged committee.
I would like to respond. You see, we fight with the tools we have at our disposal. So the government has all the investigating agencies at our disposal. And I would rather thank the government that it is clearing a path for purification of the opposition and corruption of the ruling party. Because you see, the only tool at the opposition's disposal and the principle to fight for is its core belief in democracy and the pillars of democracy, like the fourth pillar, and you are running this show. So it is good that the opposition needs to be very, very honest and really bound to the core values of honesty and integrity. And if you are guilty of any charges, you will be proven so in the courts of law. Now, you talked about convictions. Now, see how the ED is operating. ED has, from 2012 to 2017, ED only had 3 convictions. And then subsequently, from 2018 till 2020, ED had only 11 convictions. There are 2,400 cases at ED, and it has frozen the assets of 58,500 crores till date. And there is only ED is only having staff of 2,300. So how does the ED,
can I ask you something, Piyush?
Yeah, just
can I one line. Will you be very happy? Will you be very happy, Piyush, if the ED lets Satyendar Jain off if we close the investigation? We know. Allow me for a minute. Please allow me to complete. Please. You see, you understand the gravity of the charges against Satyendar Jain. The Delhi High Court has upheld an income tax assessment for money laundering. A man convicted for money laundering, 16.39 crores, right? Hawala transactions to almost 170 million rupees, 217% disproportionate assets to his known sources of income, okay? 200 bighas of land bought as urban development minister and other assets worth over 30 crores, right? Bought by paper companies, Hawala transactions by front companies in Kolkata. You will be happy if this man continues in the cabinet and the ED lets him off. And that from a party which 10 years back used to say the only reason we are compelled to come into politics is to fight corruption.
Yeah, Arnab, now let me
let's talk about the Satyendar Jain case.
Yeah, we are talking specifically about that. You trust your team, whosoever is your editorial team is. Similarly, Arvind Kejriwal trusts his team. We know how they operate. We know how honest they are. So if that person is honest, definitely he is going to be scot-free. And that's why Arvind Kejriwal has gone ahead and said he should
How can he say he's honest? There's a Delhi High Court. I'm sorry, but that's so subjective. There's a Delhi High Court. No. Are you saying the Delhi High Court? Did the Delhi High Court has... One minute. Just 1 minute. Let's define honesty here. Piyush. Let's define honesty here. Just a minute, please. Just a minute. Yes. Piyush, I'm telling you. The Delhi High Court has dismissed Satyendar Jain's appeal, which was challenging the trial court order, okay, which was trying to decline the summoning of documents in the corruption case. And the Delhi High Court has upheld the income tax assessment that there was money laundering. Now, the moment I'm coming to the main point, you start interrupting me because you don't want me to say something that may embarrass the party you like. I'm telling you.
It is not going to embarrass. Nothing.
But you're not even listening. You see, this is the point. You want to speak over me, speak faster and faster, and think it'll get away. No. But I'm telling you, you're trying to do that. You asked me, and I told you that the Delhi High Court has said that Satyendar Jain has carried out money laundering of over 16 crore rupees. Would you call a man like that honest?
Yeah, I'm just asking you.
Would you call that man honest?
Has Delhi High Court convicted Satyendar Jain? You tell me this. Has Delhi High Court convicted Satyendar Jain?
Yes.
How?
For God's sake.
You tell me this.
You want me to repeat myself? I will. Have no problems repeating.
No. You tell me what is the punishment
I don't know. You're behaving like one of Arvind Kejriwal's spokies. But listen to me now. Question.
No. I'm not behaving like one of Arvind Kejriwal's spokies. You tell me what is the punishment that Delhi High Court has allotted for Satyendar Jain if Delhi High Court has convicted Satyendar Jain. Tell me this.
I will try once more. Okay. And either you understand or don't. But I'll tell you. When a man appeals and he says, no, I have not laundered money. No, honorable court, that money does not belong to me. No, honorable court, I have not done money laundering. No, honorable court, I have not laundered 16.39 crores. And the court says, no, you are wrong. The income tax assessment is right. The money has been laundered by you. Now again, you're speaking over me. The moment I'm proving you wrong, you start
Mr.
speaking over
Goswami,
me.
no, you're not proving me
I don't
wrong
understand
because
this.
the court
I
has
just
said
don't
that it will
understand
continue
your
with the assessment.
I'll send you a copy of that. You've come.
The court doesn't say that you are guilty of the charges, sir. You know that you know the law better than me, but you tell me the court says
Piyush,
tell me why the directors, why the central government brought the ordinance to extend the duration of the directors before they retire. Initially, the duration for CBI directors, ED directors, and CBC directors was 2 years. The ED director was given an extension of 1 year, and his
that has
tenure was
nothing
going
to do with the
expire at
Satyendar
November
Jain
18,
case. Yeah.
2021.
You're not being able to answer the
Another
Satyendar
1 year
Jain.
extension has been given, and you call it's not vendetta politics.
Okay, I'll let Prakash Swami come in. You see, Piyush, I don't want to be rude to you. I don't want to speak over you. But the point fundamentally is this. I'll give him a comprehensive reply now. After that, you can define honesty the way you want. I will tell you. In 2018, the CBI during the investigation found original sale deeds of land purchased by 3 companies purportedly held by Satyendar Jain in the locker of his close associate. You want me to let everybody be on, please. If you want me to go into details, I will. And Piyush, will you please be quiet now, because I'm speaking and now you think that because you have no argument, you will be able to speak over me. I'll tell you clearly. Now, please don't speak over me. It's getting very irritating. Now, please listen to me.
Yeah, you finish and then I'll speak.
Yeah, thank you. Please stop. Please stop. But this is a silly way of arguing, right? A silly way of arguing. Any half literate will tell you that when the Delhi High Court has given such an order, it means the man cannot claim to be honest, unless you think that despite the Delhi High Court order is honest. I want Prakash Swami to come in. Prakash Swami.
Unless proven otherwise.
I want Prakash Swami to come in. Prakash Swami.
Unless proven otherwise.
Arnab, Congress and corruption are like Siamese twins. When the same Union Minister P. Chidambaram in the Congress government filed cases against Amit Shah and Narendra Modi ji, there was no vendetta. But when Amit Shah as a Home Minister filed cases against P. Chidambaram for all the lapses, they cry foul. Where is the question of foul? When you do something as a Home Minister, you're perfect, you're clean, nobody will question you. But when you are charge sheeted by the present incumbent Home Minister, you claim as a victim. What is the case of Karti Chidambaram? He helped get 50 Chinese visa to Chinese citizens. Imagine what would have happened if one of them was a David Headley, who came from US on the US visa and probed the Maharashtra attack. If something would have happened like that, who will be held responsible? This goes beyond corruption charges. This is a national security issue. The corruption of the Congress goes beyond the regular corruption. They are all bordering on national security issues, compromising on the security of the country. How can a government keep quiet? The corruption has come down after Modi ji took over 8 years ago, primarily because there is no Congress in the center and Congress has been wiped out in most of the states. But even those states where Congress are in power, they are indulging in corruption and gross misuse of power. So this shows.
So let's go into a few of those cases you mentioned. Let's go into a few of the cases you mentioned. And Abbas, please feel free to come in. Manish, feel free to come in. Savio, you haven't come to you yet. Let's discuss either of the cases. Let's discuss the National Herald case. Let's discuss the West Bengal SSC recruitment case. Let's discuss the Maharashtra extortion and bribe case. Let's discuss the Karti Chidambaram case sheet. Let's talk about the Hemant Soren case. Let's talk about the coal scam case. Let's talk about the tax evasion of DK Shivakumars. What do you want to discuss? Tell me. In any of these cases, I want any of my esteemed friends from the opposition to prove to me that the cases are fictional. Just prove it to me. Abbas, why don't you prove it to me? Any of the cases you pick it up and prove to me they are fictional.
Even Bharatiya Janata Party, former national president, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Bangaru Lakshman, he lost his job. He lost his job and he was convicted.
He was convicted in 2012.
Party threw him out. Party threw him out. The party threw him out.
But he was thrown out in 2012.
Yeah, but he was thrown out.
No choice.
Yeah,
now, my apprehension
like Kejriwal, who has been defending...
My apprehension as a citizen is that these constitutional agencies who are autonomous should not get influenced by the government sitting at the center. Now the thing is, any agency, they cannot be selective on political leaders. I mean, why are they not knocking doors of Bharatiya Janata Party leaders in Uttar Pradesh? What did Yogi Adityanath ji said? I'll quote unquote him, कि तुम लोग दलाली छोड़ दो. What does he mean to say? Is ED or CBI or any other central agency knocking on the doors of those Bharatiya Janata Party leaders? Chandrakant Patil, who apparently is the president of Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, was threatening voters in Kolhapur that we will Paytm transaction by Indi. So what was he trying to do? Is he director of ED or is he the home minister of the country?
Okay, can I on your behalf and otherwise also? Let's set Manish.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Manish.
Can I just comment?
Manish.
I just wanted to comment that just because it is more about competitive raids on each other. I feel that the spokesperson of Samajwadi Party was talking about the corruption of BJP. I wanted to remind all of you to go back to 2007 when in UPA, in fact, there was a case of Mulayam Singh Yadav ji at that time of disproportionate asset case. And then after, once his party supported Congress.
We have got relief from the Supreme
Court. No, in 2008, I'm aware of that.
Yeah, so Supreme
Let me
Court
just complete. In 2008, in fact, the case was weakened. The case was weakened after Mulayam Singh Yadav ji supported UPA government. So I don't think
do you mean to
any
say
of these
that
things are important to really mention.
Did not furnish
If there is
evidences
a corruption
against B.S.
case,
Yediyurappa because he was a Bharatiya Janata Party
it.
leader. He was the chief minister of Bharatiya Janata Party.
Something else.
This is what you mean to say.
If the evidence was there all along, Savio, why is the action happening now? For example, there was a case against Satyendar Jains since 2018. Why was the case not concluded expeditiously? Why is the case dragged? And why is the case suddenly coming up in 2022? Similarly, and my pet peeve against this BJP government is this. There is this individual, this Worthy, the husband of Priyanka Vadra. He's been grilled for 5 hours before the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. Now he's free. He's frolicking about in life without any consequences. You spoke about Damad Shri in 2014. What were you doing till now? You want me to give you more examples? Tuhin, understand. DK Shivakumars, IT department files the case in 2018 before the elections. Right? Didn't the IT department file a case of tax evasion against Karnataka Congress leader DK Shivakumars before the 2018 elections on allegations of money laundering? Why wait till before the elections to ask, suddenly start moving now? Please explain.
Arnab,
you are on the back foot to win on that. You explain the question of timing.
That only. Until 5, I'm exactly explaining that only. Until 5 years ago, it was not easy to find out the money trail because, you are aware of the kind of cash transactions that would take place in the country. And most of these charges date back to 2012, 2000. Yeah, of course, with the kind of electronic, with the overwhelming dependence on electronic transactions, it is a lot easier.
Computers were not there in 2018.
Most of these cases date back to 2010. No, electronic transactions have grown manifold after 2016. This is a fact. Do you deny that? So one of the reasons why these cases have prolonged is because many of them date back to 2010, 2012. Secondly, whenever a new evidence emerges unless the case has been specifically closed, the ED is within its rights to start a fresh investigation and issue fresh summons. So what is the big deal about it? But yes, I do agree that the conviction rate overall is pretty low. Even Lalu Yadav was eventually convicted after 25 years. So I think, but that should not become the reason to question the motive of ED and to, to suggest that there is a collusion between the ED and the political motives of BJP.
Okay, yeah. Riju. Yes, Riju, yes.
Yes. I will just ask this question to the BJP. Very simple question. My leaders are pulled and Priyanka Tibrewal also named my MP for coal and cattle smuggling case. Now, collieries are guarded by CISF. A cow is not a cockroach, it will fly over the border, it is guarded by the BSF. Both are under purview of the Home Minister. 2 days ago, an IS officer, Pooja Singhal, was caught for Hawala. 14 crores were caught in a ED raid. She was seen gup-shooping in the years of the Home Minister. Why is the Home Minister not called by the ED and CBI? Or is he above the law? It's a Home Minister scam. Please answer me this question. Why in coal, cattle, smuggling cases, the Home Minister is not called for questioning?
You got an answer to
or
this
is he
question
above the law
110
because
times.
he's
Don't repeat
controlling
your
these
question.
agencies?
We all know how you run West Bengal. We all know that the local borders fall within your government. Your government has to tie the borders. So we all know where from the Rohingyas are coming into Bengal. We all know how the cow and cattle smuggling is going on. You got this answer 110 times. So please, do not repeat yourself because people are bored of listening to your same questions again and again. And I understand completely that you do not have any answers or questions because all your netas are under vigilance. All your netas are under the... all of them are under the radar because of any kind of stories which they have done. Half of them have visited jail, so you don't have a mouth to speak. So please do not speak about TMC leaders. TMC leaders should not be spoken about. Half of them are jail returned. Do not speak about them. And what I was wanting to add to the question which you asked Mr. Tuhin regarding the timing, see, I would like to say that in the case of Jayalalitha, for the disproportionate acid case which went on, so, see, it started sometimes in 91 to 96 during a tenure. And the case lasted for good 18 years. Until good 18 years, when the Supreme Court ultimately, they did a conviction to this Sashikala and the other accused who was convicted. And that also after 18 years. So, there is a system of our justice system. The trial courts are there. Then we have the high courts, the appellate courts and the Supreme Court. Viju Datta, please keep quiet. So we have a complete system and that is how it works. So that is the reason in the disproportionate acid case of Jayalalitha also, it took good 18 years. So now those who are claiming about the ED and the CBI, these are nothing but extraneous claim which they are doing. See, people who are caught cheating, people who visit the jail, they shout like Viju Datta because he cannot completely accept that half of the leaders have visited jail. This is only party in India, the only party where half of the leaders are jail returned. They are all jail return leaders. Half of them are jail return. Half of them are jail return. Half of them are jail return. Not only that, they were seen on cameras taking money.
You are a lawyer. Can I ask you 3 questions? Can I ask you 3 questions? Yes, Shubhendu Adhikari was seen on Narada tapes taking money. Yes, you're right. I agree.
You can come to my office. You can come to my office, pay my fee, and then ask for a consultation.
Criminal records. Priyanka Tibrewal, no, you are not. I will spend my money in a better way by donating poor. Forget it. Is it true that 39% of the union cabinet has criminal charges? Yes or no? Say it on record. 39% of the union cabinet right now has criminal charges against them. Yes or no? Answer me. Answer me. Who guards the border of India and Bangladesh?
So he's so hurt when I speak the truth that 90% leaders of TMC are chore. Half of them are jail returned. So this has hit him hard because that's the truth.
How? Just because you say so?
I am not saying so. Your party Supremo herself in Purulia, she said the other day, she has questioned the netas of TMC by saying, how come you are having such a big belly? Because you are making money, you are eating money. Fraud is going on. These are the words of your chief minister. These are the words of your party Supremo. Go question her. Go question her. Tell her that please do not say so in front of media that we are all thieves. Because that's the fact. Now the chief minister is also trying to save her face by saying so in front of the media. that half of them are chores. And that's a fact. That's a fact. Half of them are chores.
Of BJP who guards the borders
Oh,
between India
you
and
have
Bangladesh,
Bangladeshi.
happens.
You are giving tickets to Bangladeshi.
I don't know.
You gave ticket to Alorani Sarkar.
Just a minute. I think we have to decide. Savio. I think we have to decide, Savio, what we want India to be. If we want India to be of the era of middlemen like Sushen Gupta, Christian Michel, Sanjay Bhandari, who is cooling heels in London now. If we want the culture of self-aggrandization using public wealth, how Mayawati built commemorative parks for herself as UP Chief Minister, using taxpayer money, used taxpayer money to build her own statue. I've never heard of anything like this. You use crores of taxpayer money to build your own statue. And if we want to go back to the times of defense deal Dalali, what happened during Rajiv Gandhi's time, during the 1,400 crore Bofors deal, and then try to put a defamation law to stop the media from reporting on it. We want to go back to that period of Suresh Kalmadi, we can. I'm saying we can, but I want to ask tonight, Savio, who on the program?
No, I don't think
do we want India to go back to that era? I think that's a more fundamental question. Savio.
You know, Arnab, let me put some
Savio,
facts
please.
on
He's
the
been
table.
quiet for a long time. Yes, Savio.
Let me put some facts on the table. In the last 10 years, there have been 122 cases against sitting and former MPs in the ED. Investigations going on by ED. In the last 10 years, 163 cases with CBI against sitting MPs and former sitting MLAs and former MLAs. Now, we tend to concentrate on only the big names, but ED and CBI have been investigating other political leaders on PMLA cases as well.
I can prove it very easily. Just 9 cases out of 1,569
is what matters.
Convicted.
Merit
What about the others?
case
I'll give you one example.
Easy. The job
4
of the
days before
ED
2021
and the
Tamil
job
Nadu
of the
Assembly
CBI
election, there
is
was
to
an IT
investigate the
raid
case.
in Tamil Nadu
Once the
Chief
case
Minister,
gets investigated,
daughter's house.
they'll go
What
to
happened
the
to that
court of
case?
law. Once they go to the
Don't
court
speak
of
over him.
law,
Let him complete. Let him
that is
complete.
very
Vikraman, I'll come to you right after that. Vikraman, let him complete. Not two at a time, Vikraman. Let him complete. I'll come to you.
What have you found?
The fact of the matter is that the ED and the CBI are working. They should be working
That is why the political
faster. They
opponents are
should be
being
more
charged and
prompt
slapped with
so
such
that
cases. The
people have more
PMLA
faith in them.
and disproportionate
ED
asset
and
cases. The
CBI have
previous
to
lawyer has said
create
it.
watertight cases.
Disproportionate asset
They
cases
cannot
that run
go
for 18
on
years.
political mileages.
That
They
is the
cannot
reason
go
why
on political pressure.
Vendetta
They have to
saying
investigate the matter.
opponents
They
are
have
slapped
to
with such
investigate the
cases
matter
to malign their
clinically
image,
and with
to
evidence.
malign their image.
They need to create watertight case. It is foolish to call the ED and CBI as people who are not doing their work or working according to political masters. It's an insult to premier institutes that actually continue to do good work. Just because they go after a politician from any political party does not make them questionable. Please respect what they do.
And please,
at the end of the day, a watertight case is what matters. Even today, even on Sushant's case today, the CBI is taking time. Even on Sushant's case today, the CBI is taking time. But people are patient. People are waiting for justice. So if you want to play political games, please take a walk. If you want to play political games, take a walk. ED and CBI are premier institutions. They work with ethics. They work with
Vikraman, you're just speaking over others. That's not good, you know.
For the country, so don't insult
let me
Don't insult ED and CBI.
Yeah,
don't insult our premier institutions.
Okay.
I think are they above courts? Are they above judges? Are they above these
a very
people?
pertinent, in fact, question. And,
They are doing a job. They are doing a job.
Arnab, you
They've
got a very
an
pertinent
authority.
question.
Learn to
On a
respect
larger
authority.
scheme of things,
Who on earth are you?
Savio, just one second.
Savio, just one second. I think we'll have to get the windows right. Can I get in? Can I? Just for a minute. Savio, you know, I'll ask a simple question here, Manish, which comes to my mind is,
who the hell are you?
Yeah, then we can decide here that, okay, let's not investigate anyone. If DK Shivakumar, in his central affidavit in 2004, had declared a wealth of 7 crore rupees. Now, if that grows to 800 crore rupees in 2018, I'm on a very simple and fundamental point. Prakash, I want you in this. If someone who had 7 crore in 2004, his wealth grew to more than 800 crore by 2018, is anyone saying here, Mr. Bhattacharya, think about it, that this is not worth investigating? Or it's not worthy of an investigation? These are election affidavit numbers.
If this is not corruption, then what is corruption? If this is not corruption, then what is corruption?
The last time
what is corruption then?
Shivakumar, there were 70, 80 locations. There were 70, 80 locations. In fact, I would say that CBI and ED has actually put the fear of God on public servants and on the politicians also. So what they have been doing is absolutely right. I don't think we should really question, as Savio was talking about, on ED and CBI, because otherwise, if you keep questioning intention of government agencies, premier agencies like this, then you cannot, there will be a chaos. Things are much better in the last 4 or 5 years in our country. In fact, you can look at, there were only 112 searches in UPA regime of 10 years. Vis-a-vis this, there are 3,000 searches, and which includes many of the BJP members. So you cannot say, and including public servants, that ED and CBI are being used in a wrong manner. Maybe in some of the case,
I think the point you make, Manish, is so correct, because Mr. Bhattacharya, the Modi government has an anti-corruption policy. I know it may be difficult to concede, and maybe for political reasons, Mr. Bhattacharya, you may not want to accept it. But there is an anti-corruption policy, because there have been 2 IAS officers have been dismissed from service, That's big, Mr. Bhattacharya. And 16 IAS officers, 2 IPS officers, Indian Forest Service officer have faced sanctions on the basis of corruption charges against them. No other government has acted like this. So there is an overall atmosphere of a fight against corruption. Mr. Bhattacharya, the country is changing, isn't it? Why don't you give credit where it is due?
There is a fear of God.
Well, as far as corruption is there, you know that corruption was there when BJP government was not there, and still you have seen that very recently in many states, many IAS officers have been arrested and lot of cash has been found on them. So this has accrued to them not in 1 month or 2 months, it's over a period of time.
Yeah, but action has been taken against them. You are acknowledging.
We are not here to defend the corruption.
You're accepting that action has been taken against them.
Action should be taken. And I'm saying action should be taken, and there should be strong action. But the only thing is that everybody cannot be put in the same boat.
No, but what you're saying is that action can be taken against government officers, but not against politicians.
There were certain memorials.
No, you're saying action can be taken against government officers, but not against politicians.
You're pointing out, you're pointing out that because certain Dalit memorials were created for Ambedkar, the one statue is a big issue, and when government spend 10,000 crores, 5,000 crores, then it is not a case where public money is being misused for their propaganda in the newspaper.
I want Priyanka is responding to you, so I think that we need to look at it.
But as far as Mahavati is concerned,
now like 1,000 crores the Ramanujam statue, and you are worried about Dalit memorials, Ambedkar statues, you're worried about that. And Bangar Lakshman was expelled from the party because he was an SC, scheduled caste. Do you know that, Mr. Arnab?
How silly. How silly.
It's not silly.
How silly. Piyush is coming in. Piyush, my question being, Piyush, to you. Piyush, my question to you is, let's debate this, okay? My point is, there is an atmosphere against corruption. And I feel because, when 15 senior officers of the Central Board of Direct Taxes, right from the Principal Commissioner of Income Tax to the Assistant Commissioner of Income Tax faced serious action. They were fired over charges of corruption. Name one other government which has taken such action. And if such action is being taken, you see, the Principal Commissioner of Income Tax can't say, oh, I'm from Samajwadi Party, I'm from Aam Aadmi Party, this is a political vendetta. He can't. Satyendar Jain can. Does being a politician give you cover?
You see, no, of course it should not, and it does not. That is the
no, but if an income tax officer can be fired, why can't Satyendar Jain be fired?
Let me tell you why he cannot be fired. Let us get back to the High Court verdict that you were talking about. And since you said that any half-literate would...
well, I'll just tell you one thing on a matter of principle. On a matter of principle, 1 minute. On a matter of principle, I'll tell you something. I'll tell you on a matter of principle, I want to give you an example. I want to give you a matter of principle. Matter of principle point. No, 1 minute. Just wait. Don't be impatient. Matter of principle counter to you. Ordinary man goes to jail for not filing income tax returns on time. There is a man in 2019, Mr. Shah, sentenced to 3 months in jail for not filing his IT returns on time. And he was charged with deliberate non-compliance. But a politician who is found guilty of money laundering of 16 plus crores, upheld by the High Court, can continue to scream blue murder. I don't understand this.
Come on.
Oh, what do you mean, come on? I'm giving you a clear example. I'm telling you, this is what happens to the common man versus a politician.
Let me get back to that High Court verdict. Let me get back to that High Court verdict. What was that High Court verdict about? It was against...
Arnab, terrorists also get court open in the night.
It was denying an appeal of Satyendar Jain against what?
Windows.
CBI has went and raided a locker. They seized certain documents.
Gets court open
so
up in the
Satyendar Jain
night.
went to High Court.
Thousands
and he
and
asked
thousands of
that those documents should be made open and should be furnished to the accused as well. So the Delhi High Court went ahead and denied that appeal. That is the High Court verdict about. Where has he found Satyendar Jain guilty about?
Politics
about
the politician
that we should not question
and
ED,
the money
that this
and the
would
vendetta politics that he cries about.
Out of 2,400.
That's what it is.
It a premier institution? Do you really feel it is a premier institution?
You don't have to question ED, but you cannot question their integrity.
Which you said, I don't want to dwell into the
can't question their integrity. You can't question their integrity.
Savio, I am telling you that the order,
the institution has got an integrity. The institution has an integrity.
Was the same thing.
The institution has an integrity, Piyush. The institution has an integrity. CBI, ED are institutions. We have to respect the institution. You can question an officer. You can't question the institution.
Maliciously prosecuting 54
An officer can make a mistake, but you can't grant the entire ED and
say that Delhi High Court has pronounced Satyendar Jain as guilty. Come on, what are we talking about? Is this
you have no right
we don't talk about those Delhi High Court reprimanding Delhi
whether
police
it's ED,
whether
it's CBI, whether it's IB, whether it's RAW, whether it's the police, you have no right to insult that. You have no right. They are doing their job. You can't question their integrity. You can question the officer in a case. You can't question the institution because the institution is filled with people who are good officers as well, who do not bow to political masters, who follow an agenda of the truth.
Reprimanded Delhi police about it. 54 MLAs of Aam Aadmi Party.
I am telling you, you have no right to question the integrity of ED and CBI as an institution. You have no right.
And what is
Nobody has a right except the court to question
Delhi High Court
them.
had to reprimand. Delhi High Court reprimanded the Delhi
There
police
are a
about
lot of good officers, my friend. Don't brandish everybody with the same brush. None of the investigations are political vendetta. They all need to reach a logical conclusion. Every politician is answerable to the court and the people of India. Everyone, including Satyendar Jain.
So I'm not going to dwell into the literacy level, and I'm not going to dwell into the comprehension
If he is guilty, he will be convicted. If he is guilty, he will be convicted. If he is guilty, he will be convicted. If he is innocent, he will be free. What's the problem? What's the problem with the investigation continues? Why should you be worried?
Now,
if he is innocent,
equally, we need to understand one thing. And Tuhin and Riju, I bring you in on this, that if there has been post-poll violence in Bengal. If there has been, if people have been killed, if women have been attacked, following the results of the elections in Bengal, then should it not be investigated, Tuhin? You know, that also is being given a political flavor.
Well, absolutely.
Now, if there isn't, there isn't. If there is, there is. It will go by the court. Bail will or will not be denied by the courts, not by the Bengal government.
Absolutely, Arnab. And what is so shameful is that for 3 months, TMC denied that there was any violence. Point number one, is it not a fact? I think in the last 2 years, there must have been at least 20 debates on your channel after the kind of lynchings we have seen of BJP workers. And TMC guys have the audacity to say that BJP kills its own people. So I think the first, whether it is Gyanvapi or whether it is these killings, the first thing is acceptance and acknowledgement of what is happening, which unfortunately the opposition does not show. Now, 2 other quick points. I have been hearing the entire debate. 2 other quick points. I'm particularly appalled by the manner in which both Arvind Kejriwal and Uddhav Thackeray have tried to legitimize corruption. Why are Nawab Malik and Satyendar Jains still ministers? Do you not recall how LK Advani had refused to contest Lok Sabha elections in 1996 after his name was farcically included in the Jain Hawala thing? And finally, I'm so glad you raised the issue of the defense dalali, which was the hallmark of the Congress party since 1948 Jeep scam leading up to the Bofors scam. The most radical or the most biggest paradigm change which our government has brought about is the transparency with which government to government defense deals are not now carried out. Is the way in which companies like HAL and BEL, which were, dormant or redundant, are now, some of the most active companies involved in indigenous defense production.
Abbas. So.
Can I come in now?
Yeah, Abbas wants to come in and Riju coming to you right after that. Yeah, Abbas. Because Abbas wanted a quick counter. Yeah.
See, it's fine that if you are probing about corruption cases against opposition leader, why don't you set up an inquiry against Jai Shah, who apparently be the son of Home Minister of India Amit Shah? His company's income increased 15,000% in 5 years.
Decide. Are you?
Obviously. This is what I'm saying. We cannot be selective.
I'm asking you.
You can't be selective. You can't be selective. We are okay. We are okay. You probe anyone. If anyone is guilty, if anyone has done corruption, send them behind bar. I welcome you. Now, you want scapegoat. Name any BJP leader against whom charges have been furnished by the central agencies of the Bharatiya Janata Party.
Arvind Kejriwal. Nobody you can't decide. That you can't decide unless you
obviously.
Unless you are an investigator.
It is clear. It is very clear that you are being selective.
Coming out and saying that just because I have studied the papers of Satyendar Jain, I certify Satyendar Jain is innocent.
Then the question comes that you are doing this out of political vendetta.
Can do.
Then we are suspicious of the role of the central
own credentials. Isn't
but I find it frightfully surprising. I find it frightfully surprising, Abbas, that people like you, the lobby, you raise questions on the Central Vista project. You call it an illegitimate monument to deceit. But when Satyendar Jain is found to be receiving accommodation entries from 56 shell companies and using their proceeds to buy land, I'm asking you today on a matter of principle. For God's sake, people of the country are watching. If today a person who is Urban Development Minister of Delhi makes massive gains in real estate investments near unauthorized colonies in Delhi, will you be quiet about it? Just because of political convenience, Riju and Piyush, just because you need to hold hands together against the BJP. Why don't you forget the politics for a moment?
Now you are the judge, jury, and the prosecutioner. You are straight away proclaiming that Satyendar Jain has been found guilty of allegedly. You have not even used the word alleged. Now come on, the investigation is going on. The investigation is not yet completed, and you are saying that he has been found guilty of buying 200 bigas and 400 bigas and 1000 bigas. अरे बाबा ये जांच तो पूरी हो जाने दो, जांच खत्म हो जाए, then we will decide whether he is guilty or not, because we know how he is, we know how he operates, we know how honest he is. That's why Arvind Kejriwal went ahead and said he should be awarded Padma Vibhushan. Now union minister comes on national television, organizes a press conference, and she says that the High Court has pronounced him guilty.
Who is giving the conviction? That doesn't depend on the government, that doesn't depend on the ruling party. It is the courts who will decide.
My dear friend, Tuhin said that you cannot decide. Arvind Kejriwal will not decide. Yeah, of course he will not decide. It is the union ministry, the union home ministry, which will decide whether to raid Jai Shah or not. What a wonderful world we are living in, that Amit Shah ji will decide whether Jai Shah's to be investigated or not.
Okay, one of you, okay, Piyush, Tuhin is responding. 1 minute. One at a time, the debate really got more heated than I thought. Piyush, 1 minute. Piyush, give me a minute. Piyush, give me a minute. Savio also wants to come in. 1 minute. Tuhin first. Countering, Tuhin.
In 30 seconds, I'll just respond. In 30 seconds, I will tell you why I am very worried when Arvind Kejriwal says, I have read the papers and so I certify him as clean. Because Arvind Kejriwal has a history of lying. Do we not know that on 2 occasions, in the case of Mr. Nitin Gadkari and in the case of Arun Jaitley, he had to issue a written apology for the fake charges he made, and that was the only way he was saved of a defamation suit. I can show you the apology letter. I can show you the apology letter of Arvind Kejriwal. I have it on my phone. This is the kind of charges, this is the kind of irresponsible, mischievous politics that Arvind Kejriwal has followed. So I'm very worried that Arvind Kejriwal says that just because I have read the papers, I certify him as innocent.
You want to drag the case for 2 decades so that you can use the cases and you can use the summons and you can use the arrest when it suits you. Now this is
Priyanka is countering right now. Priyanka is countering Piyush only. Yeah.
This is what I am saying, that even before
now, 1 minute, Piyush, listen to Priyanka's
elections,
response.
Arvind Kejriwal said that, from his sources he knows that Satyendar Jain will be arrested. This is Chor ki Dadi mein Tinka. He knew that Satyendar Jain will be arrested. But again the timing, he said that before the Punjab elections, went. So now he is saying it is because he is in charge of the Himachal Pradesh elections. That is why he is arrested. So it is not about that. Answers need to be given. Things which are coming out during investigation about the shell companies, about the Benami assets, about the Benami transactions. There has to be proper investigation. There has to be answers. Proper satisfactory answers have to be given. He is not being able to answer. That is the reason he is in the jail.
Now, whatever you know one thing. You know one thing. For example, Riju, on the post-poll violence case which I came about, Priyanka. Now we all know. Just 1 minute. We all know, Riju, that whatever happens with the post-poll violence, you said that there has never been any post-poll violence. Never been, and never has been, and impossible. And you've said that it's all one big lie and everything was beautiful and peaceful and calm and perfect after the Bengal elections. Now, I'm not going to even say anything because I know the court will decide. And the court did give police protection actually to 303 alleged victims of post-poll violence in Bengal. Right? So I'm going strictly by what the court said. And I think as you are aware, and I know that Trinamool is not happy with the courts, but it's a court which had directed the CBI to investigate the post-poll violence. And you know that those cases are serious. They include murder, rape, crimes against women. Now, question being, whatever happens, Riju, you have to accept what the court says. Won't you? The slanging matches can go on up to a point, but Tibrawal appeared in person before the bench, Priyanka, who's sitting with you right now. And she was the one who told the bench that if police protection is not given to the victims, then they're going to be in big trouble. Big trouble. And the court said after that, give protection. Which means you may not like Priyanka, you may say things about her, you may feel she's a biased person, she's really, really bad, a terrible politician with no conscience. But the fact is the court upheld what she said. Now, if the court tomorrow, no, if Anubrata Mandal is called, whatever action, you will have to accept what the court says, right? I mean, that's. Do you believe in the process of law?
Of course, and I will say first of all, please don't say that I don't like Priyanka. I've got nothing against her. I like her, and we have done hundreds of debates together. The question here is this: that after the CBI took over the investigation of post-poll violence, what is CBI's feedback to the court? Lawyers can go and file petitions and courts can take orders, but they have not made anyone guilty of the crimes. There are TMC workers died, BJP workers died, and it is a matter sub judice. We cannot sit here on a debate and say, oh, he is guilty, that is guilty. That is up to the court.
I'm saying that is there prima facie a case?
Every day by CBI and ED.
No, I am saying is there prima facie a case?
No, what is prima? Why doesn't I demand?
Is there prima facie a case? No, I'll give you an example. I have complete faith, for example, in the court. Now, one minute. Listen to me. No, listen to me. Listen to me now. Listen to me. Court.
Charge sheets have been filed.
What is the court saying? And I completely subject to the court. You know what the Maharashtra government tried to do with me. They put me in jail. And eventually, when the case came up to the court after I was freed, it is an honorable Supreme Court bench which said prima facie there is no case. So I go entirely by the they say prima facie there is no case. Now either prima facie there is a case or prima facie there is no case. But if prima facie there is a case, prima facie bail is denied because there is a case. If prima facie bail had been denied to me, if the court had said no, Arnab has a case against him, prima facie there is a case, I would have accepted it. But if prima facie there is no case or there is a case as an evaluation of the court, after that I'm saying Priyanka is in the lawyer here. After that you can't make it political. All I'm saying is after that you should not make it. You should take action against your leaders.
I'm not saying that. Arnab, what happened to you? Arnab, on your channel I have said what Maharashtra government did with you was not right. But similarly, what the media and the BJP did with the Aryan Khan case, that was also filed in court. What happened now? So this, you cannot go by this. The bottom line is this. All the opposition political leaders are called by ED and CBI for questioning. Similarly, there are a lot of cases, lot of proofs against
Priyanka and Manish
leaders, but they are not even called for questioning. The investigative agencies are not even going after them. Why is
Priyanka and Manish will reply, not me. I won't debate with you beyond. Priyanka and Manish are going to reply to you. Priyanka and Manish on this side, and yes, Abbas and Triju on the other.
Why is Ajay Mishra
taking?
Now, what you said about Bengal, should there be an investigation or not? So I'm saying yes, investigation is going on in Bengal, and not just that. NHRC came to Bengal for the first time when I filed the petition, and once again, the second time NHRC is here. They have gone, they have made their reports, and which will come up before the court after the vacation. So why NHRC had to step in twice? Because the courts are satisfied that here the fundamental rights and whatever has to be given to the citizens are being snatched away. That is the reason second time the NHRC Human Rights Commission is here. Now whatever Mr. Riju Datta may say, their MLAs are being questioned by the CBI. Their MLA of Lapur has been questioned today, and if they are found to be guilty, then again he will say that this is vendetta, BJP is trying to take vendetta. But I am not investigating into the matter. It is the CBI who is investigating, and people who are found behind these crimes which has happened and taken place in Bengal, they'll be arrested. And we all know that they are the people of TMC who have done this, and they are behind this.
I have full confidence in the court as far as your observations on Mr. Ajay Mishra Teni are concerned. Let me tell you very clearly, you should see what the Allahabad High Court has been saying very clearly. And it is the Allahabad High Court which has recently said the entire Lakhimun Keri incident would not have happened if Union Minister Ajay Mishra had not threatened farmers. So my answer there is also that I have complete confidence in what the court will eventually say and do. And it is you please see the observations that have been made by the court while rejecting the bail pleas of 4 of the co-accused. Please see that, including Ashish Mishra, who's the minister's son. So please accept, in the case of Mr. Teni, accept what the court said. And in the case of the Bengal post-poll violence, be prepared to face what the court said. Abbas is saying something. Abbas.
and how he was and how Ajay Mishra, Teni's son, was treated in the jail. Everybody has seen that. Now, I have a simple question. Does becoming a member of Bharatiya Janata Party give a free ticket to do any corruption to them and their families? Are the central agency not going to question them in any corruption charges? Or name any single BJP leader who have been charged, against whom an inquiry has been set up, or he has been convicted by the court, or evidence have been furnished against them.
This question is valid. This question is valid. And I want Tuhin and Manish to come in on this. You see, Tuhin and Manish, don't discount this question altogether. I feel most of the cases which you have against opposition leaders have merit. Though the timing may be suspect, they have merit. You should have acted on them earlier. I find your treatment of the cases selective in terms of how you pick it up. That does not mean the cases have no merit. But then, you know, it's true, Tuhin. Anyone who joins the BJP, if there's an ongoing investigation, the investigation gets quote-unquote settled or slowed down. So are you at point using the investigating agencies as a lever? As a lever?
No,
Tuhin, if you...
overall,
because this damages the credibility of your own investigation.
If the timing of action has been erratic, I can only tell you that government does not dictate it, and therefore, if there are lacunae in the working of ED, that needs to be addressed. But to attribute motives to it is absolutely unfair and wrong. Please don't intervene. No? Please don't intervene. Because overall conviction rate is very low, irrespective of whether, please let me answer the questions. Don't barge in like this. Overall, number one, overall the conviction rate is low. Number two, I have said this at the start, and I say this with full responsibility, that BJP workers are least corrupt. Because there is a sense of accountability, they know that their careers will be over the day they are caught. That is not the case with other parties. That is not the case with other parties. They know that their careers will be over.
When they join Bharatiya Janata Party,
unlike
if they are some other party, they are corrupt.
Manish.
If they join Bharatiya Janata Party, they become sane. No,
Arnab,
you're not convincing. I'm sorry.
Arnab, this is Manish here. I can talk. I'm sorry, I can talk from the point of view of JDU. Our position at Chief Minister's point has been very clear. Whoever is in a dock, he has never defended anyone in Bihar. In fact, many of the JDU leaders, they had to face the heat, including some of the BJP leaders. So in my view, I would say that yes, there is some merit up to that point, that some of the cases have come where people have joined, BJP from other parties, and they had some respite of it, although I will not say that it is the case in everything. But yes, I think Caesar's wife should be above suspicion, and more due care has to be taken by the central agencies, so that this perception that anybody who joins the
So do we agree,
party...
Prakash, that and Riju pitting them against each other, that to call all the cases purely vendetta would not be correct? I think even Riju agrees to that.
No, the investigating agencies don't have powers they only have powers to take the case. They are not the final authority. It's the court that decides. Don't cast aspersions on investigative agencies. Don't cast aspersions on judicial system. You have already cast aspersions on judicial system in the Ayodhya case. Now don't cast aspersions on anything.
No, one minute. Riju, let him complete. Riju, let him complete. I'm going to have a good conclusion to the debate.
Prime agencies of brilliant people. Brilliant people are there in the investigative agencies. Don't cast aspersions on them. Please don't belittle our own police officers. Our senior officers are none to equal in the world. Ultimately, the courts will decide. So don't unnecessarily cast aspersions on police officers, investigative agencies who are prime movers in the country.
Savio and Riju. Riju, make your point. Savio, response. Then we
that's
close.
the sad.
This is Manish here.
I am saying that the people who are working in these investigative agencies, they have no problems. They are all right, but that they are not being allowed to work. They are being compromised because they are being pressured by the BJP. BJP is a party of chores. I will tell you on record, BJP stood by their MLA who was accused of
Priyanka,
rape.
Tuhin,
Ajay Mishra is in
Savio,
the
all
cabinet.
three versus Riju right
of the
now.
Union cabinet has criminal charges and they are patronizing us here. Hemant Biswa Sarma, Shubhendu Adhikari.
Say the same for his party
I want to
people.
make a
Can he
point.
say the same for his netas? Because 100 of them are corrupt. All of them are corrupt.
Shubhendu Adhikari was seen taking money on camera.
Priyanka and Riju, please.
I am not a bootlicker like you and a failed journalist like you. So don't use that language.
And he is your party spokesperson today. Throw him out first. Before pointing fingers at others, throw out Kunal Ghosh, who said that Mamata Banerjee is involved in the scam. You do not have the guts to do that. You do not have the guts to do that. So please do not raise fingers at others. Because three fingers will point at you. So do not say that. First question, Kunal Ghosh, whether Mamta was true then or whether she's true now. Oh, please ask. I am saying it doesn't take much courage to...
I want Tuhin to respond on the debate right now. Tuhin, is this a roundabout way? Is this a roundabout way of putting pressure on the opposition parties in the run-up to 2024?
No, there is no competition for us. But like I said, I mean, those who preside over Talibani-style violence in Bengal and forget BJP, they killed their own people in Birbhum. So do they have the right to call other people chore? They are disgusting parties. And most of them, I'm not saying all of them, but the kind of corruption they have presided over in this country, they needed to be nailed. And again, I'm coming to the timing part of it. After the general elections is after 2 years. We don't need to worry. If action is taking place today, it is because we genuinely have zero tolerance
Yes
towards
or no,
corruption.
did you support a rapist?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's quite clear this debate is not going to be resolved at all. I think it's going to get sharper in the coming week. Let's watch out for it. Thank you very much for joining. For now, thank you and goodbye.